So a man cannot do the same thing. He can't follow Christ's example if he withholds from his bride, to whom he has pledged his life, his fertility. Contraception is a sin because it is a lie. And he can't hope to get his wife to heaven if he lies to her within the context of conjugal intimacy. Nor can he hope to get her to heaven if he cooperates in her lies to him. So while we recognize that the crisis we find ourselves in is because of males' abdication of their responsibility, we must also acknowledge the free will of women and the reality that many women participate in this evil willingly. They don't do it from coercion, they do it out of conviction. So if a man finds himself with a wife that is trying to lie to him, he has to say, this is about our salvation. After all, the marital act, insofar it is sacramental, remember that marriage is a sacrament precisely because it's the means of grace by which we are aided in our quest to gain heaven. Insofar as marriage is sacramental, it is supposed to be a prefiguration of heaven. The marital act specifically and especially is supposed to be a prefiguration of the divine intimacy we will know before the throne of grace. What does the Bible say about sex all the time, over and over and over again? He knew her. He knew her. So it's a knowledge that only married couples can have. And it is a prefiguration. It is a prefiguration of the intimacy, the divine intimacy that we will know when we are standing before the throne of grace. So that is to say, it cannot be attained through lies. So we cannot simultaneously sin and receive grace. So we can't imagine that we could contracept and what should be a sacramental act, we're nevertheless going to get grace. It's self-contradictory again. It makes no sense. We have to throw linear thinking and reason out the window in order to imagine that contraceptive sex can impart grace. It can't. Contraceptive sex is a lie, therefore it cannot impart grace. Nor can a man show his wife that vision, that prefiguration of heaven, if he has no concern for her psychological well-being. To follow all of the rules, that is to say, okay, we're not going to contracept, we're going to give ourselves to each other completely, we're going to honor what the church teaches with regard to natural family planning, etc. That's not enough. To be true is to desire what is best for his spouse, to desire what is best for her, even in bed, in the most private intimacy about which no man or woman ever talks about with anybody except his spouse. We don't talk about these things. We don't, because it's not private because it's gross. It's private because it's so beautiful.